Hello everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Matt and we're going to have another DIY kind of a STEM project. It's about the Catapult. This is something you probably have seen in many movies. If you've ever seen the movie The Lord of the Rings or any other movies about medieval times or long time ago, they used the catapults as a weapon, military weapon. So you've probably seen some form of these, and we'll talk about some other kinds of catapults. This is when you think of a catapult, this is probably the one you think of when you see a catapult. When you think of a catapult, this is the one you see most of the time. There are some other kind of catapults we'll go over. So let's get started. Little facts about the catapult. It was invented around 400 BC in the Greek town Syracuse. The Greek Dionysius, the elder of Syracuse, who was looking to develop a new type of weapon. So he was, I guess, looking for a new kind of weapon for the military at that time period. So it was around, again, 400 BC. And the catapult is a mechanism forcefully propelling or throwing, means throwing stones, spears, or other, it says projectiles or objects, in use mainly as a military weapon since ancient times. So you put something in the basket and it shoots it off. Usually it was, I guess, some kind of big stone was probably the most common thing they would use. And there are four basic parts of a catapult. There's the lever, or the arm, the base, the main part of the catapult, the tension source, the rope that you pull it back and is holding it in place, and then the basket, the thing that you have on the catapult that we saw earlier. So we have, there it is, the basket right there, the tension source, this is the base, and so this is the lever, and then put the stuff there and it shoots it away. Now catapults can launch things a fair distance. 500 to 1,000 feet is common. I guess they could maybe go a little farther, depending how big it is. I know the ones I saw in the movies, they were shooting it probably pretty far, but they say it's around, I mean, that's the common distance, I guess, is around 500 to 1,000 feet or 150 to 300 meters. Catapults were common in the past, especially during the Middle Ages. The catapult was something that developed slowly over time and was logical development of the crossbow. The very first catapult, or something similar to the catapult, resembled a crossbow. But they say it's generally accepted that crossbows were invented first, and over time they got larger and larger until they were considered catapults. So a crossbow and catapult are different, but the ideas came from them. Parts. Here's the parts of the catapult. Again, we talked about that before. You have the frame, the rope, the tension. These are the basic ones. The bucket, the payload, the thing that you put in the bucket, the rope there, and the restraining rope, that's the one that you're going to cut or let go, and then it'll shoot. The arm will fly up and it's going to throw whatever's in the basket to wherever you want it to go. So this is, let's see, so catapults are not used, I mean, like I said, we used them a long time ago, but there's still some ways they're using them like, or similar things to catapults, using them today. The last large-scale military use of catapults was during the trench warfare, World War I. During the early stages of the war, catapults were used to throw hand grenades into enemy trenches. So they're in the trench, they're dug down into a trench, and they would put the hand grenade. A hand grenade is like a small, like a little bomb almost. You pull the pin, and usually you throw them with your hand, but I guess here they would put the hand grenade in the catapult in the basket and shoot it off. And then it will explode. The hand grenade will explode. So that's probably one way that they use them still. Not, I mean, wasn't, yeah, it's a long time ago, but not as long as the Middle Ages. So this is another way they use them today, just for fun. Pumpkin chunking. It's our rhyming for pumpkin chunking. It's a tongue twister. It's the sport of, they actually have this. I saw this on, go to YouTube, type in pumpkin chunking, and you'll find a lot of videos of, they have these contests where people build their own catapults, and I've seen some of them are really big, and this one's not too big. Actually, this is a smaller one than what I've seen before. So they have a contest, and then you put your pumpkins in the basket and you see how far you can shoot your pumpkin. So it sounds kind of fun. I've seen people putting other things in there, water balloons. I've seen people on, you can see all kinds of videos. There's some videos where they have an old car and they put little targets on the car, and they put rocks or something in a catapult and they fire it away to try to hit the car. So this is just one way people use it today for fun. Oops, there we go. And this is another way on the aircraft carrier. There is called an aircraft catapult. It's a device used to allow the aircraft to take off from a very limited amount of space, such as the deck of an aircraft carrier. It's also installed in land-based runways in rare cases, but is now most commonly used in aircraft carriers as a form of assisted takeoff. So because the jets are on the aircraft carrier, it's not a long runway, not a large space to take off like a regular airplane at the airport. So they have a thing that kind of shoots the airplane, the military, the jet fighter, and it helps it to take off because the space is not, yeah. I've actually walked on one of these before, and it's not a lot of space. So these are used to help them to, like I said, it's a form of assisted takeoff. I guess it shoots them off and to allow them to take off safely in this very short space they have. I'm going the wrong way. Sorry about that. I'm going the wrong way. There we go. And these are just some different kind of catapults we're going to go over. These are just a lot of different, from a long time ago. They're basically almost look the same. There's some differences. Some are larger, some are bigger than others. This one's pretty small. This one almost looks like a car almost. Looks like you could almost drive it. And this is another. This one is interesting because I thought this one they mentioned it has like a little scope where you can actually look through it. You can actually look through the scope to see, I guess, what you're shooting at. And again, there's the basket, put it in. It's not a very big one, but it's a little different than most of the other catapults I've seen. Most of the ones do not have this. I don't know how helpful that is. Usually you're just going to shoot something from a far distance. You can pretty much see what you're shooting at, but it's just something different that I saw. So it has a little scope for you to look through. This one again, two more, very similar. This is more like a 3D version of it. This is a small one. I'm not sure how far these would shoot, but they're not very, to me they don't look very big. They're not as big as what I would imagine. Here's another one. This one also looks kind of like a car. It almost has the wheels, I guess you push it. This one has a metal basket. The baskets are not real big, so it looks like they have like 4 little metal balls or stones in there. So you gotta, yeah, you can't put something too heavy in it, especially something like this. So you have to make sure the lever can hold what you're going to shoot. And here's another one. These are, again, this one, I guess, these are just all very similar. This one almost looks like a crossbow, like we said before. Almost up there looks like a crossbow. And then these are the types of catapults. It's kind of confusing. I was told they're, like I said, they don't look like they're considered I guess a catapult, but they said there's like 4 or 5 types of catapults. And this one we say trebuchet, I guess I'm not saying that right. Trebuchet. So this one is actually more for throwing heavier objects from a distance, best suited for launching things over the wall. So like I guess during that time period they were trying, like say if it's a castle or something, they want to shoot it over the wall. These would shoot longer distances, and so they would throw things much farther. This is more like the original catapult we said when it first came out. I'm not sure. Ballista. It launches darts or spears, so it's not more like a stone or object or anything. It's large object. It's best suited for launching objects of various sizes, so more like a weapon shooting a spear or a dart. So it's almost like a bow and arrow, but it's like a crossbow. So you put it here, pull it back, and fire. And again, this one, the trebuchet, is you put the object here, and it's much larger. If you see, it's much larger than the other catapults I showed you. And this one will throw things much farther. And this one again, the trebuchet, and this is a ballista. This is a more newer looking modern, looks like more modern, someone made it themselves. So it shoots the arrow right there. And this one is a mangonel. It's more like what you would think of your regular, when you think of a catapult. This is probably what you see most of the time. So that's able to control and launch angles, best suited for destroying walls. Where the other one, the trebuchet, it says shooting things over the wall. This one is best suited for if you want to knock down the wall. So this one will fire and it will shoot things and hit the wall. So it's not going to probably go over. It's just if you want to destroy the wall so you can get through, this one is the best one for you to use. So that's the difference between some of the different catapults. And here's another version of one right there, another picture of one. Okay, now that we looked at a lot of different kinds of catapults, now these are some of the DIY like STEM catapults that you can make just at your home, people make at school. Very simple, very easy to make. We're going to be making one very similar to this one in a few minutes. A lot of these things you probably have at home already. Very easy to make. There's some other ones. These are a little more, takes a little more work to it. It's more sticks and a little more complicated. This one here, you can make some even bigger than this. I've seen some on the internet that are even much larger than this. People do at school. I know when my son was in the STEM class in America, they made different robots and different similar things like this, different catapults. And so there were some big ones I saw, and they were shooting marshmallows out of it. So this is what we're going to do today. So I'm going to have Teacher Marc come and join us. So he's going to come and join us, and we're going to make one of these catapults. Like I said, we're going to make one similar to this one right here.
Okay.
Because this one, they're almost the same. The only difference is you have a bottle cap. You have to glue it on. This one's a little more simpler.
This one's spoons. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a little easier. You probably have spoons at home. Whether even if you don't even have a plastic spoon, you can probably use a regular spoon.
Okay.
You just need, it's very simple to make. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Let's see what we need first.
Okay.
So the first thing we need
these ones?
craft sticks, and you probably have these at home. And if you don't have some this big, like these are probably the ones you use when you maybe go to the doctor. I always hate these things. They stick in your mouth. I hate when the doctor sticks those things in my mouth. You can also use the ice. If you ever, now it's summertime, it's getting hot, probably eating a lot of ice cream. Actually, I've been saving my sticks. My kids and I have been eating ice cream every time, and we save the stick because my kids want to make things with them. So they're a little thinner and smaller, but you can still use them as well. Next thing, rubber bands.
Rubber bands, okay.
If you get food at a breakfast store, you probably get rubber bands, or any kind of restaurant takeout. They wrap your box up with rubber bands.
Okay.
And the next one is plastic spoons.
Plastic spoons.
And again, if you don't have the plastic spoons, you could probably use a metal spoon as well. And the only other thing is just any kind of small object.
Lego?
Yeah, Lego, any kind of small little toy, erasers, anything you want that you can
marbles.
use to shoot in the Catapult. Just if you're gonna use something hard like a marble, make sure you're not near a window or something that can be broken. You don't want to break something at home. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay. So what do we do first?
First, you get your sticks. You need 10 sticks.
10,
so
okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10 sticks, okay.
And I'll get 10. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So you can shoot with this?
7, 8, 9, 10. There you go. So this is, we already made one ahead of time, so this is what we're going to make right now. So it's so you have 10 sticks. So you're going to need 8 sticks first. You're going to put 8 sticks together at one time. So count 8 sticks.
Okay, 8 sticks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, there you go. 8 sticks. So you got the 8 sticks. You're going to put them together. Make sure they're all together like that. Okay. And then you're going to get one rubber band. And you're going to put on one side of the sticks.
Just on one side, okay.
Probably twist it around maybe 3 or 4 times. Doesn't have to be real tight, just to keep them in place. There we go. So.
Okay, there's one side.
Yeah. So you have them, they're in place. Now you get another rubber band.
Okay.
And do the same thing on the other side.
So just wrap it a few times.
Yeah. So that's the way it should be. Look. So now they're all together.
Like this?
8 sticks together, yeah.
Okay.
Very good. So very simple. And then you get the last 2 sticks, and you get another rubber band. And you're going to, attach these 2 sticks together. You might have to do it a few more times. It's only 2 sticks, yeah. Not real tight, because later you're going to need to put the spoon underneath the rubber band.
Oh, okay, so not too tight.
So you don't want to be too tight. But you might have to do it a few more times because it's only 2 sticks. So there you go, just like that. So you have the 2 sticks together and you have the 8 sticks together.
Okay.
And then now you just kind of open up the 2 sticks. Yeah, just like that. And then you put the 8 sticks in there and kind of wedge it as far as it can go, almost as...
Where will the spoon go then?
The spoon, okay, before we do that, now you can see there's a X shape on here. It looks like an X shape. So you're going to get one rubber band again, one more rubber band.
Okay.
And you're gonna kind of keep these, so you can keep the 8 sticks in place. To see it moves around, it'll keep falling out.
Okay, so you want to get
it together. You gotta keep it in place. So you're gonna put it around the side right here, and then again, just maybe 2 or 3 or 4 times maybe actually.
This X like this?
Yeah,
okay.
So you have one side right now, and then you go ahead and do it on the other side. So take another rubber band.
Huh.
Oh, you already did your X.
I did both, yeah.
Huh. So it has an X there, crisscross. Keeps this, now it keeps the 8 sticks in place. They cannot fall down.
Okay.
Now you need to get your spoon.
Spoon, okay, here's a spoon.
Thank you. So lift up the rubber band. It might be a little hard. You gotta lift up the rubber bands and kind of slide the, it's hard sometimes. I can't get the rubber bands up sometimes.
Okay, slide it under both, all 3 rubber bands, I guess.
Yeah, if you can. So you got one side. Now you're gonna do the bottom part.
Mine was too tight. I had to make mine loose. Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to get mine under there. So
okay.
your spoon should be under the rubber band just like that.
That's it, it's like a catapult.
That's pretty much it.
So 8 sticks here with rubber bands. Okay.
You just need 10 sticks, 5 rubber bands, and a spoon. Very simple.
Now we need to shoot something.
Now let's try it out. Yeah.
So just like this.
Ready?
You pull back in.
2, 3. Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay.
So
and then another one.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay, see 1, 2, 3, go.
Hey.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get something like one of these little eyeball things, so you can hold it and it might go a little farther. So let's see. Whoops, I'm about to fall over the TV.
So where are we going to?
Let's shoot this way. Ready?
Okay, shoot this way. Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3. Oh, behind.
I think mine went further in.
Yeah, it goes a little higher. It might go farther if you're holding it. If you hold it in your hand, it probably will go farther than if you just set it on the table. So
really fun activity, and if you want to use marbles, I guess.
Yeah,
but
you can use marbles. If you're outside, probably something harder you better if you're outside. But yeah, you can use marbles. You can try it, I guess.
Can I try it?
Yeah, it's a wall. There won't nothing breakable over there.
Okay, let's see if I can do this one.
Let's see if you can. Hey.
There you go.
And I've done you can find little pebbles or little rocks outside. Again, make sure nobody's around. You don't want to hit someone with a rock.
No, in the eye.
Or you don't want to break something inside the house. So if you're going to use a rock or a marble, it's probably better to go outside and away from other people and just see how far you can do it. You see, that is all for today. I hope y'all had a great time, and I hope you can, if you have time at home, if you have the things that you need, and you can make your own little catapult and give you something to do while you're sitting at home, and you can make your own little catapult and try it out at home. So I'll talk to you next time. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.